Unit 12, Lesson 106, Leisure or Leisure. Leisure, the British pronunciation, and leisure, American pronunciation. If you have questions about the pronunciation of words, you can just go on Cambridge Dictionary, then you just type the word here, leisure or leisure, you click here, then you get both pronunciations. You have the word, it's a noun, okay? We have the British, the UK pronunciation.
Leisure,
Leisure.
leisure,
And the American one.
leisure,
Leisure, okay? Then you choose the best one for you, okay? Yeah, so in this unit, we are going to talk about leisure. What do you do on leisure? What do you like doing? Do you like reading? Do you like traveling? Do you like cooking? Reading books? What do you like doing on your leisure times? We are going to read a text about popcorn at the movies. Do you like to watch movies at the cinema? Do you like to go to the movies? Or to the movie theater, if you prefer? And do you know why people tend to eat popcorn at the movies? I think people are eating less popcorn nowadays because it's really expensive, you know? It costs an arm and a leg nowadays. Am I correct? So we are going to read an interesting text to see where popcorn comes from and why we have this habit of eating popcorn at the movies, okay? And yeah, I'd like you to press pause now and read this text. And the next page as well. Beautiful. And now we are going to read it together, but make sure you read it first, okay? You have to read, you have to look the words up in the dictionary, and after that, watch the class with my comments, okay? All right, let's get down to it. Soft percussion and a toasty scent mark the violent transformation of tough seeds into cloud-like puffs. Wow, a lot of new words here. So soft percussion and a toasty scent. Scent could be smell, could be aroma, okay? It's the scent, okay? Toasty. Toasty scent mark the violent transformation of tough seeds, like hard seeds, okay, into cloud-like puffs. Puffs is like folhados. Folhado. I think, folhados or folhados? I think it's folhados, huh? The texture of popcorn once it's ready to eat, okay? This is the almost magical process of popcorn making. But how did we actually end up? How did we actually end up with this whimsical food? Whimsical. What does it mean, whimsical? Whimsical means something unusual, something strange. So we could translate as extravagante. Extravagante? No, excêntrico. Excêntrico. Okay? Whimsical food. Do you like popcorn? How often do you eat it? I have a friend who has popcorn for lunch with ketchup. I'm not kidding. Yeah, let's move forward. All the corn eaten today is derived from a tall grass, tall grass called teosinte. I think that's the pronunciation, teosinte, which indigenous people in what is now southern Mexico began selectively breeding about 9,000 years ago. Okay, so breeding is like producing. You breed or you grow food. It means you produce, okay? To produce food. We don't say plant food, we say breed or grow, okay? So which indigenous people, not people from India, indigenous people. Indians are people from India, the country. Which indigenous people in what is now southern Mexico. No, southern means from the south. Northern means from north. Eastern means from east. And western means from west. Okay, so southern Mexico began selectively breeding about 9,000 years ago. An ear of teosinte originally yielded somewhere between 5 and 12 small kernels. An ear, I'm not talking about ear, huh? Ear in this case, in this context, here is espiga, okay? An ear of teosinte originally yielded, another one, yielded means produced or generated or delivered somewhere between 5 and 12 small kernels. Kernels, grãos, okay? Each with a hard shell called pericarp. Pericarp is the name. In Portuguese it would be like pericarpo, because that's the name, okay? So each with a hard shell, okay? Hard shell. So, casca dura. Hard, dura. Shell, casca. Shell could be concha as well, but in this text, in this context, casca. Okay, so an ear produced 5 and 12 small kernels with a hard shell, okay, called pericarp. And some varieties had a fantastic characteristic. If they reached a certain temperature, their kernels exploded. We know that, right? Popcorn kernels pop, they explode. That's why it's called popcorn, because you pop, okay, you explode the corn. So popcorn. Pop kernels pop, they explode because water and starch, amido, okay? Water and starch are sealed, okay? They are sealed, selados. They are sealed tightly within, inside, so within, inside the pericarp. When heated, when you increase the temperature, so to heat, to increase temperature. When heated, the moisture, a lot of new words here, moisture, umidade, the moisture inside becomes steam. Steam, vapor. Let's see this again. When heated, when you increase the temperature, when you rise the temperature, the moisture inside becomes steam. As it expands, it increases the internal pressure, and the solid starch transforms into a gel-like substance. A substance like gel, a gel-like substance. Okay? The pressure finally overcomes the pericarp's resistance and it bursts. Okay? It bursts. Isso, explode. Okay? Like pop, it pops, it bursts. The steam and starch expand into form a foam that quickly cools and dries in the air. Foam, espuma. From this small-scale explosion also rush forth the compounds that give popcorn its powerful aroma. Ancient indigenous American people cultivated other maize. Maize is the name for family of corn, okay? Corn, maize, because corn in Spanish is maíz. Yeah, the cultivated other maize varieties with larger, more flavor kernels and thinner, bigger, thinner, wider, thinner pericarps. But the hard-shelled, poppable variety also persisted and speak through parts of the Americas. Okay, poppable because it has the ability to pop. So if something pops, it is poppable. Okay. By the time European colonizers arrived in the late 1400s, indigenous American people were preparing and eating corn in myriad manners. Myriad, very used word, myriad. It means several. It means many, plenty of. Okay? In myriad, what is it? In myriad manners. Popcorn wasn't a major part of their diet, of the Europeans, okay? But the preparation of toasted or parched. Toasted, we already know. Toasted, torrado. Toasted, torrado. Like coffee. Or roast could be also. Toasted or could be roasted. And parched. Parched means ressecado. Parched corn, and it's used in some Aztec feasts. Feasts like parties, okay? Feast could be jejum. Or feasts. Parties, okay? And celebrations popped up in European accounts. Accounts, relatos. Accounts, relatos. So, popcorn, popped up, appeared in European accounts. Despite despite initial reluctance, colonizers eventually began cultivating and popping corn. The methods they used at first were inconsistent and messy. Messy, okay? Like bagunceiros. Disorganized. But with the invention of wire of the fire, wire of the fire? They have fire, okay? They make like a fire on the ground. Then they have a wire here, okay? And they can cook it. So with the invention of wire over the fire, basket around 1837, the process got easier. Soon popcorn picked up steam, and exploded with a reputation as a low cost. When something picks up steam, it starts to get power, okay? To get to be used by a lot of people. So to pick up steam. To pick up steam. Like to get power. With a reputation as low cost. Entertaining snack. Over the following decades, it became a mainstay. A mainstay is something common, okay? Mainstay. Common. It became a mainstay at events and hundreds of recipes materialized, mixing popcorn with sweet and savory ingredients. Okay, sweet and the opposite, savory. When you put salt, something is savory. But popcorn hadn't yet reached its height. At the 1893 World's Fair, World's Fair, a fair that happens in a place, but a lot of countries attend this fair. An inventor showcased, he presented, the first popcorn machine. A wagon could be like a car, could be like a part of the train, or could be what horses pull, what horses No horses, they pull wagons. Like the machines you see in Brazil here, people selling popcorn. It's a wagon as well. So a guy presented, he showcased this wagon that tossed popcorn. Tossed. It means it threw. Tossed, okay? Tossed popcorn in seasoning as it cooked. Seasoning means tempero, okay? Spice also as well. Could be tempero. Spice. As it cooked. Soon enough, vendors, or salespeople, vendors could be seen roving US city streets with similar machines. Roving the country, roving like perambulando. No? Going up and down with these wagons, with these machines. Interestingly, movie theaters were some of the only American venues where you wouldn't find popcorn at the time. Crazy, huh? Many cinema operators saw their establishments as part of a grand theater tradition, at odds with popcorn. At odds. At odds means em desacordo. Something that doesn't connect, okay? At odds with popcorn. What they considered a messy, we have already seen messy, lowbrow street food. Lowbrow means vulgar. Lowbrow means vulgar. Lowbrow street food. Nothing to do with the glamour of the movie theaters. Lowbrow street food. However, another connector, you see, we use connectors. Make sure you use them in your compositions. However, when the Great Depression hit in 1929, movies provided the public with a welcome distraction. And they had recently gone from being silent, because movies started silent, okay? There were only silent movies, and subtitled, okay, with subtitles to read, to acquiring sound. So now people could hear stuff, making them accessible to a wider audience, because you didn't have to read subtitles, so could hear, so more people could watch the movies, including non-literate people. Non-literate people. If you don't know how to speak, if you don't know how to read and write, you are non-literate. If you know how to write and if you know how to read, you are literate. Okay? So non-literate, analfabeto. Okay? Or não letrado. Non-literate, analfabeto. At about 5 or 10 cents a bag, popcorn proved an inexpensive luxury for moviegoers. People who go to movies, moviegoers. So theater operators pounced on the money-making opportunity. They pounced on the money-making. They took advantage, okay? They pounced. They took advantage on the money-making opportunity. Of course, entrepreneurs, businessmen. Today, a medium bag of popcorn might cost about 60 cents to make, but retail for around $6, a 1,000% markup. Not bad. Popcorn sales generate nearly 40% of all movie theater profits, helping to offset the high prices that theaters pay film studios. So helping to offset high prices. To offset is to compensate. To offset. Offset means compensate. Pensar. The high prices the theaters pay film studios. Over the last century, people throughout all over the country, all over the Americans, throughout the Americans, continued popping corn, and different preparations took hold, appeared, okay? Took hold, appeared in markets worldwide. When microwavable popcorn was launched in the 1980s, popcorn popped off once again. Pop off, no? Exploded, went high. Dozens of kinds of popcorn are now grown in the US. Different strains could be like sippers. Different strains assume distinctive shapes when their kernels explode. Different strains assume distinctive shapes when their kernels explode, most commonly taking so-called mushroom and butterfly forms. So they take these forms, the mushroom form and the butterfly form. And they've been bred for supreme poppability. They've been bred, they've been created. Okay, they've been bred, they've been created for supreme poppability. So they've been created to be more poppable, to pop more. Over the last century, the amount that popcorn expands has doubled. Now, kernels can reach up to 50 times their original size upon popping. So when they pop, they explode, they become 50 times bigger the original size. Not to be corny. Corny means brega. I don't know if it's a word play here, a word game. No, with corny, but corny means brega, and corn is also milho. So maybe it's a connection, correlation between words here. But not to be corny, but popcorns come a long way. Popcorns has come a long way. This apostrophe S is has, okay? Popcorn has come a long way. Yes, it has. I couldn't agree more with the text. And interesting to see. And yes, indeed, it's a very cheap product with a very expensive price at the movie theaters. That's why I rarely have popcorn when I go to the movies. Yeah, if I forgot to discuss any other word here, make sure you look it up in the dictionary. You can use Google Translator, or you can use Cambridge Dictionary, which is my favorite. But make sure you check all of the new words and write them down in your notebook, okay? And now you're going to answer these questions about the text, and I'm going to correct them with you in the next lesson. So I see you soon.